Hi guys, this is PlansView TV. My name is Ahmed and I'm joined by Daniel, Ayokule, and Coombs. You're welcome on board, guys.
Thank you,
Ahmed, for having us today.
Yeah, today I want us to talk about the controversies going on around VR. There are a lot of news coming out talking about VR, VR this, VR that, VR is spoiling football, VR decisions are late, blah, blah, blah. A lot of things, yeah. Even yesterday, something happened against Newcastle, Manchester United, Newcastle. That tackle on Gordon, VR didn't check. 2 weeks ago, something happened against Arsenal. That was Arsenal versus Bournemouth. That tackle on Saka, VR didn't even do anything about it. Kunz, you can remember now, we talked about it. So Wolves recently tabled a proposal that they want Premier Leagues to vote either for or against VR for next season. So let's forget about the clubs, and we as Premier League fans, let us discuss it and ask ourselves this question. Because before the coming of VAR, me, Daniel, and Ayokule were always talking about, no, they need to introduce VR. They need to introduce VR. Things are a lot of controversies. They need to introduce VR. But the question now is, has VR really helped the Premier League? Because, in my opinion, I don't think VR has really helped. Yeah, we are still battling controversies every weekend, from the first blast of the whistle to the last blast of the Premier League season. Controversy. So I want you guys to let me hear your say on that. Has VR really helped Premier League or destroyed Premier League?
I think the individual supporting the team that has benefited the most from VR should go first. Pomvan, go first. Coombs, go first.
Am I Arsenal benefited the most from?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Arsenal and Liverpool have benefited the most. Arsenal and Liverpool have benefited the most from
VR.
I think it was just this season that
don't choke, just speak up. Don't choke.
It was just this season that Arteta called them what? A fucking disgrace. So I don't see how. Okay. To my opinion, though, I don't want VAR to be scrapped. I know where we're coming from. I could remember one match between Arsenal and Manchester United. Van Persie played a shot, and then Van der Sar was outside of his box. So there was a defender in the line, I think Vidic. So he jumped, but he used his hand to remove the ball. So that was a handball, a penalty, and a red card. But the referee gave a corner kick. So you can't go away with things like this anymore in the league because VR have to check this one. And then I could remember all the dives that Ashley Young used to dive. From outside the box, you dive inside the box, penalty. You know, Manchester United benefited the most without VR. So I'm not surprised if a Manchester United fan is saying scrap it. But from a footballing perspective, I think VR has done more good than harm. But I just question the way they do their things. Like, at times, I feel they just want it for the headlines. They want the
controversy
to have a very catchy headlines. Because I don't understand why it is your work to check and you're not checking. What are you doing? Are you gisting? Like, or you just don't want to check?
At times, they'll tell you,
yeah, at times they'll say they forgot to draw the lines. Now, last season, VAR sent an apology to Arsenal twice. That would have been 6 points. No, okay, one was a win, one was a draw. We're supposed to win one and then we drew one. So we lost one and then we drew one.
Yeah.
So, and then the margin between us and Man City were how many points? 5 points. And then they won the league with it. So with those VAR indecisions, nobody knew how it happened because they sent an apology to us twice. And then this season too, they started until Arteta had to speak up. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they target clubs. I don't know if they're paid to do some things they do. I don't know, but VAR is just shit, like in England. But they've gotten many decisions right. My problem is I don't know why they don't check. I don't know why they don't check. And I don't know why how will you tell me you forget to draw the lines? Like, that's what you're supposed to do, draw the lines. And then you're saying you forgot to draw the lines. And then you're telling you forgot to check. And then there's this one between, I can't remember the match, that the VAR was like, I think Liverpool Tottenham, very controversial, that the VAR was like, yes. Like, so the on-field referee misrepresented it. He thought he was saying, carry on with the goal, while it was actually saying it's not a goal. So I think they should just come together and then tell us if they want to do it for the best of the league, or probably they want to just do it for the newspaper guys.
Okay, before we Daniel, before you speak, let me tell you, these are some of the frustrations that made Wolves to table their petition. They said they want
against Man U?
No, against that's why they submitted this proposal that they want VR scrapped for next season. They said a lack of communication and transparency with spectators in the stadium. Wolves want more right decisions to be called correctly. Then the last one, speed of decision making. Those are their three major reasons why they want VR to be scrapped next season.
For me, I've always been skeptical about the whole VR thing. But then again, this is England. They love headlines. They enjoy headlines a lot. They make shitload of money from headlines, from all this news making the rounds. For me, it begs the question: are these scripted? Because sometimes it's like they enjoy the controversies. Oh, Arsenal is topping. Once they draw, City tops, Liverpool win. Oh, Man U now lose. It's like they do some permutations.
They just want those stuff.
Yeah, there's some permutations, some sort of going on, because you see games that the ones that hurt the most are some calls that are glaring to even a blind man. There are calls that you look at. I could remember 3 seasons ago, Tottenham Brighton. I'll be very honest. I was watching with you guys know Wonderful and Lamdu and I'm not kidding you. We saw these guys adjust the player. I'm going to have to probably look for this game and bring it back in our next talk. They had to adjust the Brentford player. Or was it the Tottenham player? I think they had to drag him back. You could see this 3D thing moving. The player had to go back, and then suddenly the Brentford player became offside. We are like, no, now this is madness. This is madness. So the thing is the inconsistency, just as
that's a very, very serious allegation, though.
I will look for this game and I'm going to bring it out. I'm going to bring it out. I promise. I'm going to trace it. I'm going to bring it out. So everybody, we're going to see. I agree with Ponvan. The controversies are too much. And the errors are enormous. There are some errors that, look, you can't, this is a game, this is a competition. The monies of the fans, the monies of the gamblers, the monies of the investors, the players, some of their contracts. We know that some contracts are tied to either qualifying for the top 4 and, making Champions League or whatever. So a lot of things are at stake here. So when we keep coming out, the officials keep coming out with flimsy excuses, it begs a lot of questions. What are your concentration levels? What are your pre-match preparations like? What do you discuss? What do you review? What do you analyze? While you are, what are your ins and outs in terms of process flow? I'm talking on the VR side, when you are sitting before those monitors. Because they have, I think, about 3 of them, and then 3 or 4 people in the rooms in front of those big screens, and then 1 actually heading those guys there. So what are your process flows? There should be like a process flow. This goes first. This goes the first to go is the last. The first thing to go in should be the last thing to come out, or the last thing to go should be the first thing to come out. So what is the process flow? How do you guys check for offside? How do you guys check for? What are the criteria? What are the rules saying for offside? What are the rules saying for penalties? What are the rules saying for red card? When is the last man? When is the goalkeeper? These are these are certain things that they have to come out with, and they have to be clear. And so I buy the communication part of it. You're not communicating on the same weekend. I think it happened multiple times this season. What is a goal against, what's upside against Wolverhampton is a goal for Arsenal. What is not penalty for Manchester United is penalty for Arsenal. Is penalty for Man City. What is
if you can remember, if you can remember last season that I think Botman or who, I've forgotten, the Newcastle defender on
Sven Botman, yes, Sven Botman on Sancho. So what
the following week, somebody tackled Phil Foden. The same tackle.
Yeah.
And it was given. Penalty was given.
Even
so what is a red card against Manchester United? It's not a red card against when you are up against Man City or whatever. So like the consistencies, and then I think teams like Wolverhampton, I think Fulham, Luton Town, Brentford, I think they have suffered at the hands of VAR a lot in the last couple of seasons. Yeah, Nottingham Forest. I think they are number one. I think they have up to 4 or 5 games this season where the officiations it was clear for me. This is clear unprofessionalism, nonchalancy, and just name it what have you. So it begs the question: are these scripted? Is it a script? Is it something of like how do you call it? Happy ending ever after kind of tale that is being scripted. So I need the VR to stay, but then there must be improvements. There must be consistencies. There must be whatever spelled out. This is what it is. What is good for the geese should be, must be good for the Ganders. That's what it should be going forward. Because, you can't keep having officials who have been officiating for 12, 15, 25 years coming up with flimsy excuses game after game after game without penalties. Some of them should be stripped of their licenses to officiate matches. Some of them should be relegated, probably not even to championship, to the third tier footballs, or probably even the non-league. Some of them should be penalized financially. Fines. You keep fining players for gambling. You keep fining players for. But what is the umpires, those whom are charged with the responsibilities of maintaining and upholding the integrity of the game visually while it's being played? What are you doing? There should be some level of penalty. It's not enough for me these days. It's no longer enough to relegate them 1 match or 2 matches to the championship, and the next couple of weeks they're bringing them back to an FA Cup game or back to the Premier League. No, there should be a financial whatever pegged to it. Find them 10,000, 5,000, 3,000 quid. They would like. But then I don't understand. And I don't know who. Sometimes I feel like punching what's this guy's name? Howard Webb. When he's on Sky Sports defending what he shouldn't be defending. Like, I don't even think some of the world best lawyers will be able to make certain cases. Like, sometimes you hear him, he gives this deep sigh before he just spews the bullshit he intends to spew. Just to, paint a different narrative.
Are you talking about Howard Webb or that?
Forget the Gallagher guy or whatever. Howard Webb has been
Howard Webb show
this season.
Imagine he created a show. He created a show. They created a show for Howard Webb.
No, he's actually the chief of
officials currently, Premier League officials. He's the head of. So they do invite him sometimes when he's trying to make excuses.
They don't invite him. That is a show on its own. They created a show so that they'll be getting YouTube views. They created a show for
that. It's so annoying. It's so sometimes when I listen to Howard Webb, I'm like, no, you shouldn't be saying this. As someone who is in charge of umpires, you shouldn't be saying this. You should hands up and say, we got it wrong this time. Where is the integrity? Hands up and say, look, this was wrong. This shouldn't be.
No, that's why they send letters to clubs now when they get it wrong. So they send letters to clubs when they get it wrong.
Why do you, before the media, why do you say something else and send letters to club? That's what I'm saying. Where's integrity? You're an umpire. You're an umpire, for crying out loud. You are charged to maintain the credits or the credibility, rather, the merits of righteousness, so to say, within the game. And then it's hurting. I'll be very honest. It's very hurting. Like Manchester United, we and there is something again. If you follow La Liga closely, if you follow Italian Serie A closely, and then Champions League, they don't call soft calls. There are some soft calls in Liverpool 2 seasons ago. Their first 4 or 5 games, 2 seasons, yes, Mane's last season, they were awarded penalties for 3 or 4 games on a stretch. That was when I think Salah and Mane spent the summer in the pool learning how to dive, how to swim, because they just were swimming all over the grass. It was being awarded. I didn't understand. It kept for 3 or 4 weeks. It kept on happening. Either Salah winning a PK or Mane winning a PK. This was not consistent. And then on the other end, against them, they were hailed as the best defense of the season. Against Arsenal, Højlund, that was a penalty in the first leg. That game should have ended. That goal would have changed the dynamics of that game.
Yeah.
Even the Garnacho goal. Imagine VAR didn't use the last camera. They used the other camera image.
Yeah. You see them. God bless you for bringing up this camera. Sometimes the reverse angles, they normally have about four fundamental angles. Sometimes they go only 2 angles. Why? Let's see everything. The best and the right decisions. So why do you use 2 angles or 3 angles? Or you're coming, I forgot to use the last angle. I forgot to draw the line. Oh no, we placed only the red line. We forgot to bring out the green line. Oh, the players, if you're looking at them, the sleeve was not. What's all that bullshit? The tackles were soft. No, it's not soft. This time the intention. How are you judging the intention? You judge intention for Mr. A or Team A. You couldn't judge intentions for Team B. Oh, yes, it didn't hurt him, but that intention.
The VR, right? I think it started in among the top leagues. They started using it in German league and the Italian Serie A before it came to the Premier League. And the way they were using it at Serie A, most especially Serie A, because I watched Serie A very well, the way they were using it was that once they find something wrong, they have a way of doing it. They'll tell the referee, go and check. You understand? Go and check. Are you with me, guys?
Yeah, here with you.
Yes, we are.
So they will tell the referee, go and check. But in the Premier League, it's not like that. It's as if it's the VAR that is officiating the game and not the referee on the pitch. So I think, in my opinion, I think that's what they need to look at. Instead of VAR refereeing the game, they should allow the main referee do his job, then assist, because VAR came to assist. But I don't think they're assisting. They are controlling the game instead of assisting the referee. So me, I feel if they adjust that, the Premier League will be better. But they are not planning to do that. That's just my take on it.
You know, like the things you said that Wolves are asking for, so to speak.
They need Saka to regain his breath so that he can manage to score again and maybe hope he win the Premier League in the next 4 years. So,
and I think I read recently that I don't know if it's just in England or if it's everywhere, that now I think they've started it in MLS, where the referee, after going to the monitor, will announce the reason why he's making that decision. So I guess probably that's Wolves' second point. Yeah. So I think we can work on these things. And like I said earlier, we saw VAR work well. We see it work well in almost every other league. Fine. Every league is not perfect.
Needs to learn from AFCON. Premier League needs to come and learn from AFCON.
Yes, exactly. I mentioned AFCON just now. Yes. And even the Italian Serie A. So they need to do it to make it better. All right. They need to make it better. So, and then this inconsistency in decisions is also annoying. I mean, for instance, I know for Wolves now, first game of the season at Old Trafford, yes, Onana should have been penalized. Okay, it wasn't, and I think recently Onana was penalized for that. Okay, so there needs to be that consistency. But I don't think VAR should go, but it should be improved on.
We could say they corrected it against Burnley.
Yes, we can.
And that was the wrong game when we needed it.
Exactly. True. So well, ultimately, Wolves still needs 2/3 of Premier League clubs to vote in their favor.
So, but do you think that they need like 14 clubs to vote for?
Yes.
Yeah, they need 14
I,
clubs to
I
vote.
think I think they'll get
But do you
they'll get
think-
about
you-
7. They'll get about 7 votes. They'll get from the likes of Fulham and all that. The probably mid-table teams. They'll get the mid-table teams probably.
Oh wait,
to
let me
vote.
even ask this question. VR is struggling to get it when it comes to offside. They are not fast when it comes to offside. Why not introduce the semi-automated offside? Serie A, that we claim is a poor league, is using the semi-automated offside technology, and we are saying that the Premier League is the best league, the richest league, blah 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 blah. But Premier League can't afford, or let me say they are yet to introduce the semi-automated offside. Because in my opinion, the best technology, the best invention in football is this goal line technology. I still prefer goal line technology to anything. That thing is accurate. No, it doesn't
left for that
Accurate.
yesterday. Newcastle would have been awarded a goal yesterday.
Yes,
Left for the goal line
yes.
technology.
Yeah.
The Casemiro's head clearance would have
Yeah,
probably been awarded a goal yesterday.
Yes.
So now you guys saying that VR should be scrapped?
No, keep. And
We are
improve.
saying keep, but do the things that Wolves are proposing.
And even do much more.
And much more, yeah, exactly.
Introduce fines, penalties, severe penalties for these officials. If the governing body of the officials are really needing us to believe their hands are clean, they are full of integrity, then the penalty should go beyond just relegating these officials to probably 6 or 3 weeks wages in terms of not officiating, because obviously if you don't officiate, you don't get paid. So that's it. Fine them 3,000 quid, 5,000 quid, 10,000 quid, in accordance to the severity of whatever it is.
All right, guys. Problem. We all want VR to stay, but all of us are agreeing that we want VR to stay, but they should do more.
The implementation should be better.
They should do more. All right. Let's wait and
What
see.
is good for the
Let's wait and
bees
see.
must be good for the Ganders.
Let's wait and see Wolves will succeed with their proposal, but I don't see them succeeding. I don't see them succeeding.
They need a lot. They need a lot of lobbying. It's not going to be easy. They need a lot of lobbying.
Especially from the
But
top teams.
ex-players-
Usually,
A lot of ex-players are saying scrap
VR.
VR. A lot of ex-players are advocating for
You
VR.
know, the truth is, VR in some sort of way have reduced the talking points in some sort of ways.
Sure.
Yes, it has its own faults, but you see things like, awarding goals and non goals and all those kind of things. That reduced a lot of things, there are some tricks, all those little tricks that players know how to, apply during the games, to cheat their way. Obviously, understanding the rules, because for you to be able to cheat your way, you have to understand the rules, then be able to now cheat, your way through the rules. So those things, VR in a way have actually largely, helped get past that. So the next level now, we're asking of now the integrity of the VR. The question is not even about the calls, because the truth is that they get these calls right when they want to get the calls right. So we are asking for consistency and actually the integrity of the calls. The VR is actually a plus. It's a very huge plus. I welcome it. It's there in tennis. It's there in basketball. It's still the bulk of the decisions is left on the human being to make them. But we are requesting much more, because if technology doesn't fail, whatever you ask technology to do is what technology is going to do, right?
Sure.
Except maybe for a glitch or whatever. But then largely technology doesn't fail. What you give it is what it's actually going to expunge. So that same thing for human being, you can beg to question, you can now say human error, the human judgment and all that. So, but that's just it. It should be improved. I really love VR. I'm pro the announcement on the pitch. Tell us, Wan-Bissaka was stupid enough just to slide in. In fact, Manchester United should sell him so that he will not slide again. do those kind of this kind of announcements, and let's just
okay, guys. Thank you for joining me. But they said, according to Sky, they said the results of everything will be heard at a shareholders meeting on the 6th of June. So we'll just
Yeah.
wait and hear from them on the 6th of June. But,
Yeah.
but with the way it's looking,
that should be a week after the season ends. A week after the
after
FA Cup,
everything,
right?
yeah. After the Champions League final.
Champions League final, yeah, I know that.
We'll wait and hear from them if we'll have VR next season or not. So thank you very much for joining me, guys.
If VR gets better, some teams will struggle because Saka will not swim again. Odegaard will not. Martinelli will not. Gabriel Jesus will not be diving. Or
Arsenal don't have divers now. I think, we should address getting fair decisions and then getting controversial decisions. If you get the right decision, I don't think you're benefiting from it, because that's what they're supposed to do. Now, let me give you an example. Against Aston Villa, Douglas Luiz, yes. Our defender hit his leg from the back. That's the ball was stopped. They're contesting for the ball. It was a penalty against, I can't remember the team.
Can you running out of time? We're running out of time.
They did the same thing to him, and it was not given. I think it's a general problem. They should just improve on what they need to do, and then that's all. And then,
that's what I'm saying. Once it's improved, some people are saying the same thing. We're saying the same thing.
Yeah.
One more thing. Yeah. For the team that has won the league 20 times,
yes.
After VAR, they've not even had a shot. So we know we know the team that should be scared of VAR.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you guys. Thank you everybody.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Very well.
All right, guys. See you later.
Enjoy the rest of the day.